What's up, everybody? It is the Best Bot Kiss Move back with another video. See, I thought I would be putting out my monitor review video today, but that quite didn't happen. So that'll probably be out tomorrow. So I figure I'd talk about Xbox and Japan. Oh man. So actually, before I even do that, man, like there is a lot of Japanese content coming out for Xbox this summer and fall that Xbox, I know that Xbox fans can look forward to, but there is this weird trend, and I know people don't want to talk about it though, because the last time it happened, which was like I think in April, the Xbox Series consoles outsold the PS5, and man, people were kind of losing it on Twitter, and people was like, you know what, we shouldn't look at this. It's the shortages. That'll be the first and last time they'll do that. You know what I mean? Like, and then it happened again 2 weeks ago, but I think we got the report like last week, and it was by like a significant like margin, and it was like again, and then it happened again. So right now on count, like there's three, and this is not really that big of a deal in a grand scheme of things, but we got 3 weeks of which the Xbox Series consoles, also the PlayStation 5 in Japan. And it's just strange because the thing is, it's like, now just to give you a heads up, it's not like the Xbox is selling like millions in Japan, right? But I think what people are really ignoring, they're ignoring the fact that the Xbox is actually selling more than it normally does. It's not like usually like last generation, it'll sell 50 here, 200 here, maybe 900 there, right? Since this generation of consoles, it's been consistently selling on a weekly basis 3 to like a max of like 12,000 units a week. And they're already surpassed the Xbox One, like in grand total. I think the total sales is like 250,000 in Japan. Like I said, it's not really a big deal, right, in the grand scheme of things. But when you look at, if you take a microscope and you look at it from Xbox, the most sold Xbox in Japan is the Xbox 360 at like 1.4 million, right? And then it's the original Xbox at like 400,000, right? And then is the Xbox One at like 100,000, right? And the Series X and S is already surpassed. I think the Series S has already surpassed the original. Has surpassed the Xbox One. Not even counting the X, which is also at over 100,000 there. So the thing is that Xbox has been selling a consistent amount. Sure, it's not outselling the Switch. Its total sales is equivalent to what the PS5 is sold, but it's been selling a healthy amount to the point where it's an increase, like a crazy increase versus what the PlayStation 5 is doing, where their sales are actually decreasing. And when it comes time to report on the sales in Japan, you're noticing a lot of articles are highlighting shortages, but they don't talk about it when PlayStation when they sell more, they don't mention the shortages. But when Xbox outsells PlayStation, they mention the shortages. It's like, bro, like you either want an Xbox or you don't, right? That's how I look at it. You either want an Xbox or you don't. I mean, if a PlayStation's not in stock, I mean, you're not going to buy an Xbox, right? That's just, just how I see it. Like, if I go to the store to buy apples and apples are out of stock, I'm not going to buy oranges, right? It's, I don't know, but I'm not like, I don't want to like shine too much of a light on it, but I think it's interesting. I think there's more to it. I know a lot of people want to ignore it and blame the shortages, and I mean that has a factor, but the shortages are like everywhere, right? I mean, damn, the Xbox has been outselling the PlayStation 5 here in the States all year. And there's two things that happen, and the only reason why the PlayStation 5 has even like a remote lead on the Xbox Series, in my opinion, is because the PlayStation had priority for launch. They front loaded their launch stock, so they had more consoles. They manufactured more consoles the first year than Xbox did. Xbox, you know, were delegating, you know, they're shipping more to different places of the world, and obviously providing chipsets for the cloud, because for every system they produce, they're also producing a cloud version, which they have to put in their data centers. So, but PlayStation, you know, they jumped out ahead and they had more consoles available. Now that their first, you know, allocations, like their first years of allocations of consoles have kind of like, you know, ran its course, the Xbox came in the second year to provide more. So the thing is, the PlayStation had like this gap, really, this lead, and it wasn't because that you know, the Xbox wasn't selling. They both, at this point, they're both like completely like sold out, and you know, you kind of get them when you can get them. The Xbox has now become more readily available, especially the Xbox Series S. The X is still a little bit harder to come across, and it's just really interesting to think like, hey, if these guys produce the same amount of consoles, imagine if there was no like not much of a shortage on, you know, on the of these consoles. Would it have really been like, I mean, I feel like the Xbox would be selling even better than what it is now. They both remained in high demand. And the reason why this is a good thing, because people say, you know, Xbox doesn't get Japanese games because, you know, the Xbox is non-existent in Japan, which it's true. I mean, like, you take all their consoles to date, they're probably just at 2 million, right? Which is a far cry for what PlayStation and Nintendo. I mean, the PlayStation's worst console sells in Japan, like it's like 8 times what Xbox's best console is sold in Japan. So, but you do have to take into consideration, you have to look at it like anytime the Xbox outsells PlayStation in Japan is actually a big deal, because the Xbox is so non-existent in Japan that literally PlayStation having no stock in Japan should still be enough to outsell Xbox in Japan on a weekly basis, and that hasn't happened. And the cool thing is, the more popular and this console becomes in Japan, more of their developers like Atlus will release games on the console. Like Soul Hackers comes out in August, Persona 5 comes out in October. There's another game, what's this, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure comes out also in September, and we're getting that game, that the Fallen Dynasty game is early next year. So there's some quality Japanese content coming. I'm going to try to commit to one of those games this year. This year, honestly, I'm gonna do whatever I can to commit to one of these. But there's a ton of them coming. There's like these role-playing games. Over Rogue is coming out also in July. But yeah, man, I just wanted to get this video out. Wasn't much going on today. I saw that Xbox also, you know, PlayStation 5 in Japan. I will have my Samsung, the Neo G8 review coming out. This monitor's been really great. I got my gripes with it. I'll share with you guys. Hopefully video comes out tomorrow. But man, thank you guys for checking out the video. I'm going to play some more games and then I'm going to go to bed. As always, Xbox is the best box. I am the best bot. Good night or good morning if you're on the other side of the globe. We're out of here. Peace. Why is Xbox outselling PS5 in Japan?